You're listening to Eat, Play, Sex with Dr. Cat, the place to up-level that sexy life of yours, with expert talk on sex, love, and nutrition.
That's it. Yeah. How does somebody, so it sounds like there's many different forms of domination. How do you determine what is your form or style as a pro dom?
In just terms of, well, I mean, I think it's just, trial and error and just like what is appealing to you and what you enjoy. It's like I have friends who are really into like the medical side of things, or really heavy bondage scenes, stuff like that. Some people are just doing like financial domination kind of things. Some people are doing like really light stuff, like they're just doing like foot worship or sensual domination and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And in the discovery of your own persona and who Justine Cross is, was there something that was enticing for you at first, or is it more of, how did you get into that?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just like a jack of all trades, really. It's like, because I find that the people who are coming to see me, it's like I really do a variety of scenes, like really, really different kinds of things. I wouldn't really say that I'm known particularly for one thing, except for the fact that I'm very much like a package deal person, where like the people who are coming to see me, they're like, oh, they're also the people who want to spend time with me outside of the studio, and they want to have dinner with me and have conversations with me, because I'm not just a one-trick pony that I know how to whip you. Like I want to discuss things with you and, go to, events or movies, or I've been invited to, like out of the country on like long trips and stuff, because people want to spend time with me, because I don't want to say like companion, because then that sounds like escort, which is fine. I'm not throwing shade, but it's just not like what I am. But it is like a companion BDSM person, So I think that that's what's happening. People like see me as like not just an excellent, someone told me once. They said, you're very skilled. Like I see a lot of doms, and there's very few doms that are as skilled as you. And if they're as skilled as you, they're not as good looking as you. And also you're just like cool, they just want to hang with me. So, cause I'm a real person, and they admire and respect like, my business and, and my sense of humor, I hope. So.
Oh, you're hilarious. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to hang out with you.
We should.
We're doing it right now.
Virtual. Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. I was just reflecting on the moment that I discovered that I had a dominant personality or dominant persona, a part of me, because I had always identified as a sub since I started when I was 24. And that was so easy for me to drop into, and it was so fun and exploring that. And if you want to hear more about that story, check out episode number 67 with Erica Briones, and I talk about some of the things that I used to do. Or I'm sorry, 47, episode 47. And it was maybe a year or two ago, I guess it was a couple years ago, that I was at this BDSM event, and this guy came, and I had these really sexy, super tall boots with all the chains, on it. And this guy came up to me and he was like, "Do you stomp?" And I was like, in my head, I was like, no, I don't dominate, And then all of a sudden I had this switch in my head that was like, "Yes, you do." And I took my foot and I like put it on and pinned him to the ground, and I just continue to stomp on him. And for those of you who don't know what that means, that basically means walk all over them with your giant shoes and yeah, trampling, and just saying really bitchy. I was such a bitch for the rest of the night. It was just this full on like powerful person, and I was like, I don't know where this came from, but this is fun and I'm all about this now. And so for me, it was more of like this, once somebody asked me and allowing myself to permission to be that, it just clicked on.
Hot. See, then I'm like, good. Did you like charge him? Because that's what I would have done. Yeah, sure. $100. Let's go.
Well, I'm still working on that part. Yeah.
That's enough. Yeah. Take their money. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay. There's an edge for me right there.
Well, probably it's a little different because you're a professional or therapist. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah. And That actually brings me to another question that you had brought up in your workshop, even of you had a client one time who said that they were ditching their therapist for
Mm-hmm. A
kink.
dominatrix. Yeah.
Yeah, for a dominatrix. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my client who wrote an article. You can check it out in The Guardian. Came out a few months ago about that. And she was referred to me by another person in the adult industry and just said, I think like this person, needs your help. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like, let's talk about this and what they want. And I can talk about it because she wrote about an article about it. And so I just took her through, I was like, well, what do you think your problem? Because I love telling people what to do and I'm really good at it. And it's like, but I'm really good at making people's lives better. And like, people who listen to me tend to do much better than people who do not. So we talked through several things about what she's a writer and she felt like she was blocked and like how to get like her life in order and get that on track and stuff. And so we went through a few things and I was like, well, you don't have a schedule, you don't have goals, and you talk to your mom too much, which is, generally the problem I find with most women. I'm like, you're talking to your mom too much, just cut that the fuck out. So it really helps a lot of problems. Anyone's listening to me, it's usually your mom. So there's my free advice for today. So we just like went through a few things and we had like 1 and like a half sessions. And then she's like, I'm totally together. And part of it was like she was seeing a talk therapist that we sort of realized like was not ideal for her. And we weren't like saying no talk therapy, only dominatrix,
Right.
even though obviously the dom is a lot more fun. Because, and I was talking through, a lot of my friends are therapists and, because with talk therapy, you're sort of, it doesn't really behoove you to get your patient better because then they stop coming to you. And also some people just want to come, forever, and that's helpful too. But it's like with talk therapy, and like certainly I'm not under certain moral or ethical obligations to not tell someone what to do. Even if you as a therapist like clearly see what the problem is, like you need to help your patient get to that place. I don't have that. So I can just say, bitch, get a planner, which was like part of the situation at hand, which was like that she wasn't organized. So it was interesting to, talk about like additional things to help people. So anyway, so she's really great. She wrote this like article in The Guardian. It like went viral. It's like super awesome. That article gave me the most hits to my website in the history of my website. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And I love right now you're drinking out of a unicorn glass for anybody who can't see her right now.
I'm gay. Yeah.
Lovers, thank you again for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, hit subscribe and head over to eatplaysex.com to connect with me and grab my sexy guides. Because my goal here is to get you to eat, play, and sex better so you can improve your sex life, which will improve every aspect of your life. Until next time, keep it sexy.